So I am finishing up my black type in Illustrator here. I'm going to save it as all the vector formats. Going to bring it onto my poster. I'm going to post my black type solution as a PNG into Canvas, and then we're going to learn how to add color to the type. But we'll do that as layer styles within Photoshop, just like we did with our logo. All right, so though it's been a long road to get this type design, each step you take, you want to improve it, right? So now, just like I used the pencil tool to modify the type itself, now that I have this banner, I can use the pencil tool to modify it. By starting on the path and ending on the path, right? I actually like this, but I don't like the way it ends. I round it off there. And then I can always use the smooth tool. To kind of average out those curves. Get a little bit of a curve here. And if you wondered why so many tattoos have banners, it's because it makes it a little bit more readable. The most readable type is light type on a dark background. So if you're on skin, like a tattoo, you're not able to control that background, but you can control the shape around any type that's showing. So that's why you'll often have banners around type design. Now, all that manipulation worked well for my letters. It didn't do any favors to my bullet, so I'm just going to redraw that. Just like a little rounded plus sign. Whoops. And that's just because I tried to redraw the entire thing. But remember, if you're using the pencil tool, you have to start on the path and end on the path. Otherwise, it creates a new path. So sometimes you have to do it in little stages. Okay, so now I've got my vector finished. In order to save it so I can bring it into my poster, I need to turn off all the layers, not delete them, but turn them off that I don't want showing. So I've got my D. All right, so we have only our vector shapes showing that we want. It's always a good idea to check it. I use the large selection tool. I select everything I can see, and I move it to make sure there's no white in there. So they're just free-floating black vector shapes, right? Then I say File, Save. It will save as an AI copy. I want to make sure I know where it's saving to, so I can always go to Save As onto my computer. And it's going to go into assignment 6. This is my text design as an AI. I can also do it to the desktop, right? Now there's two other ways I need to save it. They're up on the board here under the Voltron. One is to use with Photoshop. So I'm going to say save a copy and then change that format to EPS. Save. I'm replacing the old one I did. So I like this more. And then I'm going to save it so it works with PhotoP, which is as an SVG file. So save a copy. These are all vector formats, SVG. So if you're going to take the time to make something clean as a vector, it's worth saving it in these three formats. AI for Adobe Illustrator, EPS for Photoshop, SVG for PhotoP. Now I can close Illustrator, don't need it anymore. And quit it, takes up lots of memory. Now I can find those and I mark them purple, my vector formats. They don't go to Canvas, but they're essential for knowing how to make everything work. Okay, now I open up my PSD. I already have it open, actually. And remember, this vector file is image size 16 by 20 by at least 300, right? I'll make it 350 to match what a lot of you are doing. Because we're using Photoshop, uses the memory well. Now, because I enlarged it to 350 pixels per inch, because my spot illustration is a smart object, it scales up beautifully. And my old vector text scales up beautifully. I'll mark that as purple. But I want to bring in new vector text. So what do I bring in? The EPS. And I drag and drop it into the poster. The EPS is the only one that doesn't have a preview image. Okay, and then I size it. And I can use my blocking sketch to help. And I'm just using free transform, Command T, but because it's a vector, it's going to be perfectly clean. Scooting it over a little bit. Good. Okay, now let me turn off the blocking sketch. Now I'm going to save my work, Command S, and I am going to submit this to Canvas. So to do that, I turn off the background layers. So now I just have my black type with my spot illustration, and I'm going to save that. There's a few ways we could do this. I'm going to save that as a PNG. I think the last time, I'll call this black type. Black vector type. Now I've already uploaded one version, but I like this one better. And it's not due till next class. So we want to try to play with these things until we're happy with them. Okay, so I go to the assignment. Under assignments, it's assignment 6. Go to where I post it. Go to my post. And that's the black type I posted last time. I left the background on. So now I can get a better sense of how it works just as a PNG free floating. And I bring that in. Mark it orange. It's going to go to Canvas. Okay, after this, we're going to color that type. And we're going to color it the same way we did color logos, right? And remember, you got to hit save. Sometimes I forget and I hit next instead. Okay, so now I have my black type design. I like it better than this. It feels less generic. It feels more like it fits with the spot illustration. So now I go back to Photoshop and I go to that new vector layer and I make a duplicate, Command J. And I'm going to mark it red. Now on this duplicate, I am going to double click and I'm going to play with layer styles, just like we did in adding color effects to our logo. So if I do that, it's going to change the black into different shapes, right? Like color overlay. So if I picked red, for instance. And that's one way to add color. I'm going to play with, I kind of like the red there for the banner. I'm not so sure about for the I voted. So I can also play with gradients, right? And so gradients, this is the last one I used. It's kind of rainbow gradient, right? Can reverse that. But I can set it myself. And so, let's see, let's start with black at 100% opacity. And let's end with red. Let's see what I can do with this. I'm not sure why I'm getting that glitch there. Huh. Never seen that happen before. So let's get rid of this one. You can just hit delete. Change this to black. And you can see then that I have the color here and then the black on the top. But I'm not sure why I'm getting that cutting glitch. But I'll try something to fix it. I'll try, let's see, rasterizing. No, that's so weird. It shouldn't be happening. So the other thing I can do is duplicate my vector, keep it red, turn it off though, and then you can rasterize the duplicate because this is already sized. I'm going to turn off the effects and I'm going to rasterize it, and then just get rid of all of those effect glitches. I should probably restart Photoshop, but rasterize the layer style too. Okay, so now try that same layer style. Huh. So strange. Is there something in my setting that's causing this? Let's try it straight. There we go. Okay, so it was my scale setting and my angle was a little weird. So if I want the black to go a little bit further, which I do, I can create it again and just set it a little bit longer on my gradient. There we go. Good. All right, now I've done that. I'm going to copy that layer style and I'm going to put it onto my vector. Just to keep it clean so I know what I'm getting. Okay. So I've got color here. I want to color behind these letters, and we know how to do that, right? It's just like digital coloring. I select inside, and then I go to a layer behind the type, and then I fill it with the paint bucket. And what color should I use? Let's see. How about a red? How about a purple? Maybe a green for this. A little bit lighter. Chromatic grays. And then for the eye, let's see. Just maybe a red that's not quite as strong. Well, kind of like the brown, actually. Rust color. All right, now notice that my spot illustration has certain glow effects in it, right? How can I get that with the coloring inside my lettering? Well, I can do layer styles to those colors. So I'm going to do an inner glow. And you just play with any of these layer styles to kind of get what you want.